one of the big challenges of playing Coltrane's music in the string quartet, or any kind of jazz in the string quartet, is how to deal with the roles of the rhythm section. That is the instruments of drums, of course, and then piano or guitar, and then bass. And so we don't have those instruments in this group. So we had to get creative and figure out ways to imitate the roles. And so the most obvious one, if you know jazz, is that cello looks a little bit like a shrunken bass. That's part of what we can start with. But Mark is really an expert at really translating the role of the bass to the cello. And if he was to start off with a walking bass, you really hear that. And we started creating a lot of motion just by the way you can get the rhythm of the backbeat. And also he's using a different technique in his right hand. He's pulling sideways and creating a lot more tone. And if he was to play in a classical style, it's a different sound entirely. Very proper and beautiful, but doesn't quite swing. Now that swings. And he's a real master in this. He's got other tricks in his arsenal, and we really build everything on top of the role of the cello, bass, and drums, as we like to say. So speaking of drums, the next thing we have to come up with is how the role of the drums, of course. And so we have these. Here we have a very fine example of modern Italian violin. I paid more money than I can possibly put my kids. I can't put my kids in college because of how much I pay for this instrument. And there's this wonderful French bow. Another way to look at this is a hollow wooden box, and this is a stick. So what can I do with a box and a stick? I was going to show you some of our tricks we've come up with. Here's something called the bow slap, very simple to do. And it really starts to swing, just that alone. Another technique you'll hear us do a lot is called the chop. It's originally from bluegrass music. Some other people have really developed it further. It's a real secret to this group. With this technique, we can add more rhythms. We can add chords and notes. And already we have two instruments really swinging. Okay, the third role is the role of the guitar or the piano. Now that's a problem for us as well, because of course we can only play two notes at once. The guitar player can play 6, the piano player can play 10, and if you use their elbows, just think of the possibilities. So we can't do that, so we had to get very creative on that as well. And Mads Tolling, our violist, has studied at Berklee College of Music, and is really an expert at taking the chord progression and simplifying it down to 2 key notes. It's called comping. He's going to show what that's about. So here we have a rhythm section, piano, bass, and drums with no piano, bass, and drums.